It is my great pleasure to join you for the very first annual forum of the Financial Social Work Commission, sponsored by the Central University of Finance and Economics, Shanghai Business School, the China Association of Social Work Education, and the Center for Social Development at Washington University in St. Louis. Along with our entire team, I am very excited about your work on financial capability and asset building and financial social work. I want to thank Professor Fang Xu, Professor Hu Yang, and Professor Yin Yin of Central University of Economics and Finance, and Professor Li Guohe at Guizhou University of Economics and Finance for joining me today on this important panel on localization of financial social work education, goals, textbook, and strategies. I'm sorry that I can't attend the meeting in person, but I hope we will have an opportunity to meet and discuss this important topic soon. Today, I will discuss 4 issues. First, the importance of finance in people's lives. Second, lack of training for social workers on financial social work. Third, our textbook on working with financially vulnerable families. And fourth, international innovations in financial social work. Social workers help families with financial problems. Money is very practical, but little discussed. It's at the top of everyone's mind, yet is often a taboo topic in family and community life, and sometimes even in social work practice. Research and experience tells us that families are getting into big financial trouble. For example, low and moderate income people get involved in person-to-person lending products. Older parents' retirement assets are affected by children's gambling problems. College students overspend through consumption loans, and older adults are targeted by financial scams. Research finds that financial troubles are a top source of psychological stress in people's lives, with negative implications for physical and mental health. But people often do not seek help, especially from professionals. They may worry about the cost, they may think it is a private topic, or they may feel a sense of shame for getting into financial trouble. Social workers at the same time receive almost no training for helping families talk about and solve their financial troubles. When I began teaching several decades ago, students talked about the many profound financial challenges of their clients and communities, and sometimes their own families. But it was clear they had few tools to solve them. For example, they received very little instruction on how to start money conversations with their clients, so they often bypass them, except for helping them enroll in public assistance programs. They received very little instruction on including finances and psychosocial assessments, and they were unaware of the financial products and policies that could help their clients and themselves. Even today, several decades later, as our daily lives have become much more financialized, social workers still receive little training to help people with their finances. We no longer live in a cash economy. Social work clients must use a range of often complex products and services to buy food or a train ticket, insure against loss, borrow money, save for the future, send money to a relative, or buy a home. Those who lack sufficient income or who cannot access financial services with beneficial terms often suffer as a result. Therefore, professional social work education should include content on financial capability, asset building, and financial social work. I suggest 4 educational goals for bachelor's and master's students. First, understand household finances and their importance. Second, understand basic financial social work theory and concepts. Third, learn basic financial knowledge, skills, and products. And fourth, learn basic financial social work practice approaches. The textbook. With my colleagues, Julie Birkenmeyer, a social work professor at St. Louis University, and Michael Collins, an economist and professor of public affairs at the University of Wisconsin, wrote a textbook, Financial Capability and Asset Building in Vulnerable Households. The book prepares social work students to address clients' financial and economic challenges. This is the first financial social work textbook that we are aware of. We want to thank Professor Fang and his team for translating the book into Chinese, which will be released later in this year. Part 1 of the textbook covers theory and concepts of financial social work, history, and a portrait of financial well-being in American families. Financial social work theory and concepts are likely to be applicable to different cultures. When the book is used in a different context, however, the content on history and financial well-being in the United States can provide examples for students to understand their own society's circumstances. Part 2 of the text focuses on ways in which social workers can help clients with key areas of their financial lives. Here are a few examples. Social workers can help clients weigh the advantages and disadvantages of various financial products and services. These are constantly changing, and social workers have to keep up with developments. This is especially true for digital financial services or financial technology, what we call fintech, which offer many potential benefits and some challenges for low-income families. For example, students can learn about the most common financial scams affecting older adults and how to help such clients avoid these schemes. Social workers can also help clients deal with credit and debt. They can learn to understand the benefits and dangers of credit, how to deal with and avoid problem debt, and how to build a positive credit history. For example, students can learn how to assist clients in understanding social credit reports and how they affect daily living. Social workers can also help students understand their household finances and identify their short and long-term financial goals, which require understanding household income, household expenses, assets, and liabilities. For instance, students can learn how to help clients clarify their aspirations and set their financial goals. Other chapters cover the benefits and costs of higher education, buying and owning a flat, choosing insurance, protecting against identity theft, filing for bankruptcy, preparing for old age, and estate planning. In each chapter, we provide an overview of the topic, offer tools for working with clients, identify relevant organizations, and discuss policy reforms. Each chapter also features a case study of a family that illustrates the topic and demonstrates how a social worker could provide guidance. The clients include a single mother with a child, a multi-generational family, and racially and ethnically diverse families. Educators using the textbook may wish to create several culturally sensitive cases for teaching purposes like these, and to focus social work tools with the greatest potential for working with different cultures and circumstances. Part 3 is the last part of the text. It includes 4 chapters on social work practice. One chapter considers how we think about building financial capability in the social environment. What kinds of financial opportunities and financial abilities do people need as they journey from childhood across the lifespan and into older adulthood? How do family, gender, race, ethnicity, culture, social networks, communities, and history shape clients' opportunities and challenges? And what can social workers do to expand opportunities? A second chapter discusses micro social work practice. How can social workers intervene with individuals and families using direct practice approaches, such as financial education, coaching, counseling, and therapy? A third chapter considers the implications of financial capability and asset building for macro social work. How can social workers integrate these services within organizations, communities, and in policy? We emphasize here that many families cannot solve their money problems by themselves. Even with competent financial counseling and coaching, clients' troubles often result from inferior financial products and services and inadequate and sometimes unfair social policies. Social workers have critically important on-the-ground knowledge about families and communities that can improve policies and services. A final chapter contemplates what the future of a financial social worker would look like. This chapter also offers a good opportunity to motivate students to think about the future of financial social work in their own society. International applications of financial capability and asset building. Of course, approaches to practice and research will vary by nation and region. For example, social work colleagues at the National University of Singapore have gone through a multi-year process to adapt the financial capability and asset building curriculum to the Singaporean context. In 2021, their curriculum was rolled out by the National University as a nationwide program for social workers. Researchers can take similar steps wherever they are designing and implementing an FCAB curriculum. It's likely to be most effective when it's updated regularly and when integrated across a social work degree program. The Financial Social Work Commission of the China Association of Social Work Education could begin a process of involving various stakeholders to determine the most effective approaches. In conclusion, what is most encouraging is that faculty, students, and clients are excited about FCAB content. I realized this during my first class on FCAB that I taught in 2004. At the end of the semester, students circulated a petition requesting that this course be a requirement for a social work degree. They said it would help them with their work with clients, but it would also help them manage their own finances. In the United States, surveys and opinion polls find that people rank finances high on the list of top stressors. They want help with their finances. And our research indicates that social work faculty and students believe that financial capability and asset building is important for social work practice. We look forward to collaborating with you on your important efforts to integrate financial social work in China. In conclusion, thank you very much, and we wish you all the best for a successful forum.